What's up guys, my name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about this week at Bungie for February 14, 2019. Today is the day of Valentine's Day 2019. Lots of interesting stuff going on, just in particular the Crimson Doubles and the Crimson Days event where you get to do the Doubles PvP event as well as the Confectionery Heart stuff and get a bunch of cool little stuff. If you wanted to see more information on Crimson Doubles and the entirety of the event, go check out the previous TWAB, the February 7th TWAB, or check out my video on the particular topic. And if you did not know, this week at Bungie is basically a recap of what's happened in the past week, current week, and next few weeks of Destiny 2. And this is obviously going to be your audible version of the TWAB, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the fluffers that are on screen right now. As far as the content on this week's TWAB, there's really not a lot of things. However, there is one thing that's actually a pretty big stickler. Not a lot of people are very excited about it. It's about trials, and there's not a ton of information, but there is stuff about trials. So first off, we got some Crimson Double stuff, talk about the trials, Iron Banner, and just some other miscellaneous stuff. So there's not a lot of stuff in this video, but I'll be going through each one and telling you everything about it. The first and foremost, obviously Crimson Doubles. This section is just saying, hey, Crimson Doubles is out. It's a 2v2 PvP game thing. There's the special rules on it, and it goes until February 19th. If you want to go out and get some of those Crimson bounties and those Crimson Days rewards and all that stuff, you gotta go make sure you complete it before the end of the week, which is the next reset. Next up, let's talk about trials. They didn't really give us any information about trials as far as when it's gonna happen and what it's doing. All they said basically is that they did not really want to go for the original Destiny 1 version of the trials, and they didn't want to go back to the Destiny 2 version that they had before. And what was the biggest issue is that they did not tell us at all what they're working on, and trials will be staying on hiatus indefinitely. It will not return over the course of the next few seasons. So that's going to be the biggest issue, or the biggest news as far as trials goes, is that it's the next few seasons they'll still be working on. They don't have a fix for it, and I gotta be honest with you, why? Why don't you just let us use the one we currently have, and even if it's bad, we have it until you make the changes later on? Why take it away? I understand you might want to take it away for a little while so that when you return it, there'll be a lot more hype for it, but can you not do it for the next few seasons? That's a little ridiculous. Moving on, let's talk about Iron Banner, the next and final Iron Banner of Season 5. The last chance to get the Season 5 armor and weapons is going to be next week, which is going to be February 19th to the 26th, basically at the end of the Crimson Doubles. And the new weapons here are going to be the grenade launcher, and I do believe this is the pulse rifle. But this is not the pulse rifle, it's the scout rifle, which I don't know what they are. I know the pulse rifle's at 540, and that's the crazy Claws of the Joram, and it's a crazy good pulse rifle, I recommend. And alongside that, you'll also still be able to get the Criminal's Dagger hand cannon and the Hero Burden SMG. They don't say there's going to be a double or a triple Valor weekend in any of this, so there might not be, but usually Iron Banner is accompanying to buy it, but they did have one recently, so they might not have it on this one. Next section here talks more information about the Crimson Doubles and Crimson Days event, basically telling you a basic recap of how exactly it works. A lot of people are confused on how it works. Basically, the Crimson Days event in the Crucible is a 2v2 experience. So you can go make a pre-made team of 2v2 or find a partner through the matchmaking. There's a couple different things that happen during it, including a bunch of different buffs. Reunited is a special buff that increases the recharge rate of all your abilities when you're next to your teammate, which means you can just basically spam melee and grenades all day, every day. That's all this game type really is. Spam grenades as much as possible when you're next to your teammates. And then there's also more buffs, for example, falling apart when your teammates are not near you. You can be seen across the map, and vengeance, when your teammate is killed, you get a small portion of your health back, and you get a significant amount of ability regeneration, and you move very fast. Basically, you're heartbroken, and you want to absolutely tear it up when your teammate has died next to you. It does say a small portion of health. I've seen a dude get his entire health back. That is absolute BS. Moving on to some of the bug fixes and updates and resolved issues in preview part 1. Basically, all of this stuff is going to be rolled out early March, which is going to be the next update in 2.2.0. The next season starts on the 5th of March, so I can only assume that's going to happen at the same time or the following Tuesday after that. So basically, they're going to be fixing a bunch of different things. For example, the Black Armory key mold, so you can get it on more than one character, which was an issue for a lot of people, especially if you don't have Battle for Bounties on every single characters. Dreaming City chest not counting towards the Black Armory key mold objective. Obsidian accelerators not going to the Postmaster when they're full. The emblem A Cold Wind Blowing cannot be reclaimed from the collections if stowed. Next up, Relic Rumble, a Triumph that was not correctly displaying its completion requirements. Basically, the Triumph used to be where you, in the Corrupted, that one secret one in the Corrupted in the Nightfall section, where it used to say something about charged relics and only hitting Sadia with them. What it's supposed to be is defeating Sadia with no more than 2 relics. An issue with the character boost rewards not getting that special sword or that special class sword or emblem from completing the Red War if you go straight through level 30 boost. Some people with only the base game of Destiny 2 getting some of the year 2 power rewards, which cannot be equipped because you do not have the right level. And the collection counter. The collection badge counter incorrectly displays 10 badges instead of 11, which is something, if you're wondering, does not really matter much. And that's pretty much it for this week at Bungie. There's really not much more to it. The next section here is the movies of the week. This guy does a solo flawless Shattered Throne with no HUD. Initially, I thought that really didn't seem that much, but then you realize you can't see your ammo, you can't see your supers, your grenades. You have no idea of what's going on, where the enemies are. It's basically like blackout. You can't see all the enemies, so you have to have this thing absolutely locked down, and you have to know a lot about it. So this one's actually a pretty cool video. Not that much harder than the regular solo flawless Shattered Throne, and definitely not harder than abilities only, but it's definitely something cool and I recommend. And then there's a montage, and then there's a little Easter egg over here where they click it and then you get this cute cat picture that Cosmo put in the thing. And I believe at some point, yeah, Season of the Drifter, the last bit of information, Season of the Drifter will start on March 5th, and usually a week after is when the DLC drops. But this week of Bungie, we'll talk more information about that. That's it. That's the end of the video for today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below if you had any questions about all the different things. Sacred Fluffer at the very end, and I'll see you guys at the next one.